Hello and welcome to the higher breakfast warm-up. This is ready for paper 3 tomorrow morning. This is to be done for, this has been produced for students that are unable to attend a face-to-face session with their teacher. It is not to replace that, so if you are planning to attend one, you might want to skip this video. There's plenty of other ones for you to check out. Subscribe if you like. This has been produced by Resourceaholic. They're a fantastic maths revision site. Check out their link in the description. There's also a link in the description to where you can get a copy of this, or alternatively, if you and when you get that sheet, there's a QR code that takes you to the shorts. I'm trying to do this as short, so you can do a short per question. Hope you find it useful. Okay, question 1. What is the size of the angle marked with a Y? So we've got an equilateral triangle, so all the internal angles are going to be 60 degrees. So Y is going to be equal to 180 minus 60 degrees. So Y is going to be equal to 120. Let me just check I've got my pen ready. There we go. So I'm going to do 180 minus 60 is going to be 120 degrees. And question 2, Jo is 37 years old. Her age is represented by X. Give the error interval of X. The error interval for X. So if you're told that somebody's 37, then the smallest age that they're going to be is 37. So their age has got to be greater than or equal to 37, but got to be less than 38. So that would be the error interval for her age. That's a bit like asking to truncate the number. Okay, question 3, find the mean. So the mean for this, I'm going to start by checking what these add up to. So that's 20, 35. So we've got 35 as our total frequency, but we need to times each of these values by the frequency. So I'm going to do 5 times by 8 plus 6 times by 12 plus 7 times by 15, and I'm going to divide that answer by 35. So I'm looking at 6.2 for the mean. So 6.2. Right, question 4. There are 6 runners in a race. In how many different ways can bronze, silver and gold medals be allocated? So we've got 6 runners, so it's going to be 6 times by 5 times by 4. Because there are 6 combinations which can have 5 people coming in silver, and then there'll be 4 for each of those where bronze can come in third. So that's going to give me 120 possible combinations. Okay, question 5. The value, find the value of y when x is equal to minus 3. So I'm going to put the value of minus 4 in, minus 4, x is equal to minus 4 into that equation. So I want that squared, and then from that I want to subtract 5 times by, and I'm going to put the minus 4 in brackets again. So that value is going to, looks like I've typed something in wrong, so I missed out my minus there. There we go. So 36. Question 6. Find the size of an angle X. So we've got opposite sides of a cyclic quadrilateral, so it's going to be 180. Opposite sides of a cyclic quadrilateral are equal, so 180 take away 76. Add up to 180. So we're looking at 104 degrees. Okay, question 7. So we've got 16x to the power 8 all to the power of half is equal to axb. Write down the values of a and b. So if we start with a, 16 to the power of half is the same as the square root of 16, so a is going to be equal to 4. And then if we look at b, 8 to the power 8 to the power of half, you times them, so 8 times by half is 4, so b is also equal to 4. Okay, question 8. Find the equation of a line with a gradient of minus 1 which passes through the point 2, 3. So y is going to be equal to minus x plus c, and then we're told that y is 3 when x is when x is 2, so minus 2. So c is going to be equal to 5, so my equation is going to be y is equal to minus x plus 5. Okay, question 9, simplify. So I'm going to look at collecting my x squared terms first of all. So I'm going to have 5x minus 2 times minus 4 is going to be plus 8. So it's going to be 13x squared. Then if I look at my x's, I'm going to have 6x minus 4x. So that's going to be plus 2x. And then if I look at my other value, I've got plus 6. Minus 2 times 6 is minus 2 times 3 is 6, so it's just going to be 0. So I've got 13x squared plus x squared. Okay, question 10. Find the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Find the radius if the volume is 200 centimeters cubed. So we've got 4/3 times by pi times by the radius cubed, and that's equal to 200. So I'm going to kind of say that the radius is going to be equal to the cube root of 200 divided by 4/3 pi. So if I type that in, I want the cube root, so I'm looking at shift and then the square root button, the cube root, and I'm typing it in as a fraction. I've got 200 as my numerator, and as my denominator, again, I'm going to do a fraction button and go 2/3 times by pi, shift pi. So I get 4. So I've not typed in my 4/3 correctly in my calculator, so let's retype that. That should have been a 4 there. Okay, that looks better. So my radius is going to be equal to, so my radius is going to be 3.63 centimeters. Question 11, factorize. So we've got a difference of 2 squares here. So this is going to be 4x plus 1 multiplied by 4x minus 1. No, it's not. I've made the mistake. I've not square rooted my first term, so it's going to be 2's there, not 4's. There we go, that's right. Okay, question 12. A car travels at 25 kilometers correct to the nearest kilometer. It takes 45 minutes correct to the nearest 5 minutes. Find the upper bounds for the speed. So speed is equal to distance divided by time. So if I want the upper bound of the speed, I've got to take the upper bound of the distance and divide it by the minimum time for the time, minimum value for the time. So I'm going to do this as my maximum distance is going to be 25.5, and my minimum time, I'm going to use time button on my calculator, and I'm going to do it as 42.5 minutes. So on my calculator, I go fraction, and for my numerator 25.5, and for my denominator I'm going to go 0 hours and 42.5 minutes, and that gives me 36. So 36, and we are looking at speed, so that's kilometers per hour. Okay, so question 13, we're using trigonometry here, so this side would be the opposite and this side would be the adjacent. So I'm using my tan ratio, so I'm using, and I'm trying to work out the adjacent, so x is going to be equal to the opposite divided by tan of the angle. So x is going to be equal to 6 over tan of 58, so that's going to give me 3.75. Okay, question 14, prove. So if I say that x is going to be equal to 0.54 reoccurring, I'm going to go 10x as my next value is going to be 5.44 reoccurring. So subtract them, 9x is going to be equal to 4.9. So x is going to be equal to 4.9 over 9, which is the same as x being equal to 49 over 90. Okay, question 15. Write vector OB in terms of A and C. So I want to go from O to B. So I'm going to go that route. So it's going to be A plus C. Okay, simplify. So I'm going to factorize. I'm going to take a common factor of 5 out of the 5x out of the first bracket. So I'm going to have 5x times by 5x plus 3. My denominator is going to be x plus 5 times by x minus 5. And then my second pair of brackets, so my second is I'm going to take 10 out as a common factor. That would give me x minus 5. And then that's going to become 5x times by x plus 3. And then I'm going to do a lot of cancelling down. So let's look. I can cancel 5x by 5x. I can cancel x minus 5 by x minus 5. So just spotted that I'd factorised my numerator here wrong. So let's correct that now. So I can't take 5x out as a factor. What I can take out is x. And that leaves me with 5x plus 3. Right, now if I try and cancel, I thought it didn't simplify enough. So I can cancel an x with an x. I can cancel x plus 3 with x plus 3, and also that by that, leaving me with 50 over x plus 5. There we go, that's much better. Okay, question 17. What do we call these angles? So those are alternate angles. Okay, question 18. Ed drives 2,800 meters in 200 seconds. What is his average speed? So I'm going to use my calculator to convert my time, but I've got to do my meters to kilometers for myself. So 2,800, I want to divide by 1,000, and I want to divide that by 200 seconds. So that's going to be 0 hours, 0 and 200 seconds. And if I type that in, then so I want a fraction. I want 2,800 divided by 1,000, and for my time, 0 hours, 0 seconds, minutes, and 200 seconds. So that should give me my answer of 50.4 kilometers per hour. Okay, find the surface area of a cube with sides of length 3 centimeters. Surface area is 6 times the area of one rectangle. So it's going to be 3 squared times by 6, which is going to be 9 times 6, which will give me 54 centimeters squared. Okay, question 20. Probability of A is 0.8, probability of B is 0.5, probability of A union B is 0.9. Find the probability that A and B, so that's the intersection. So to do this, I'm going to do 0.9, that's the union, minus the sum of them, and that will give me the intersection. So in this case, that's going to be 0.9 minus 1.3. So I've done that the wrong way around. Let's quickly redo that. So that's going to be the union. It's going to be the 2 added together minus the union. So we're going to go 0.8 plus 0.5, and from that we're going to subtract 0.9. So 0.8 plus 0.5 minus 0.9 gives us, to type something in wrong, there we go, minus. So 2/5 or 0.4. Okay, so that's that sheet done. I hope you found that useful as a bit of a warm-up. The very best of luck in today's exam. I really hope you get the best grades. I'm really looking forward to seeing the paper. Feel free to drop me any comments or chat in the thread. Subscribe if you like, and I will see you soon.